Soccer? The creators called it football. Soccer? You know, you play it with your feet. Reading between the headlines. Soccer? But it's really called football. Soccer? Hey, welcome back to Reading Between the Headlines. I'm Asaf Nasim, and we are going to do another episode of Peruse the News. That's episode 3, the third episode. Wow, huzzah. I wish I had some clapping hands and whatnot queued right up, because that's what we would do. Episode 3, how special is that? Well, we had another very interesting day at the office for Chelsea FC. Oh, and by the way, Peruse the News, primarily Chelsea news, of course. I don't know if you noticed, this place is a little Chelsea in short. But yeah, so we had an interesting day at the office. Great showing for Chelsea, I suppose you could say. Well, definitely some people have been saying, and some people could say. I'm a little more measured, and I would imagine some skeptical Chelsea fans are going to be a little measured in the way that they view this. But the point is that it was a good result, a great result, when it wasn't entirely assured. Let's put it that way. 2-6, can even pull that up. Let's pull up the match. And today we are going to reflect on that win. We're going to have a look, perhaps, at the post-match conference with Enzo Maresca, maybe see what Noni Madueke and Joao Felix had to say after the game was over, which they did have a little interview pitch side, which was nice. It's always nice to see the Chelsea stars after the game. But yeah, so 2-6, certainly good to get Jackson on the board. You always want your strikers scoring. And obviously the hat trick from Madueke. Madueke was really excellent in the final third in the second half of the match. I'll just say this flat out. The first half of the game was not fantastic. If anything, I would say, even though we dominated possession and had about double the accurate passes that the Wolves had. Let me just check and see that my volume is working, yeah. So even though we had about double the accurate passes that the Wolves had, and we had about 60% possession, I think it's safe to say that Wolves looked sharper and more efficient going forward, and that was a concern. We never trailed in the match. It was 1-0, then it was 1-1, and then it was 2-1 us, and then it was 2-2 at half. It was. We went into the half 2-2. But I was actually concerned. I live streamed a watch along, and I was actually concerned that we might go down before the half, because it was that bad. It didn't turn out that way. In the second half, we turned up, and I think primarily, it's not like I think there was still an issue with building these goals. I don't feel, we're not playing. We're not building a goal like Manchester City builds a goal, or in some cases Arsenal builds a goal, or even maybe Brighton builds a goal. But we are having some connection in the final third. Certainly moving the ball faster in the final third. Certainly seeing a connection between Cole Palmer and Noni Madueke on the right-hand side. That was really good. We're seeing that Portuguese connection. We saw Neto. Neto has been sharp since every minute since he's been on the pitch, and he and Joao Felix obviously linked up for that beautiful cutback and beautiful finish from Joao Felix. Cool as you like, you have to say. So we're definitely having some link up. I would just like to see I just want to temper expectations right now, because we're doing great turning the ball over high on the pitch. We're doing great in some ways that we weren't, which is moving the ball quickly in the final third, which we weren't doing so well last season. and getting the ball into the positions to score goals quickly this season. So I'm happy about that, but I'm tempering expectations because it did not. First half did not look like that. Okay, first half was nothing like second half. It was a tale of two halves for Chelsea, and defensively, you have to admit that defensively, um, while I like Fofana a lot, he's obviously technically very strong. And not technically, he's strong, and he's also quite technical. And then Colwell is, one of is I love Colwell. I don't love that he gave up the number 26, but it is what it is. Like, there was a whole story about how he reached out to John Terry and blah blah blah, just like Koulibaly did. But so obviously it's a bit of a letdown to see him switch to the number 6, I believe he's wearing now. Yeah, but it is what it is. Water under the bridge. That's fine. But you look at those two center backs and you see a lot of inexperience. I think they're 23 and 24, or both 23 years old or thereabouts. You see inexperience. Colwell got a little bit of experience in the Premier League. Great. But you see a bit of a liability. It's not like we got Thiago Silva next to a nice young center back, or honestly, even Chalobah. I'm gonna forever go on about Chalobah, but I mean it. I mean, Chalobah at this point is an experienced defender. He always played like he was more mature than his age, and yeah. So I'm a little concerned about the center back positions. It feels like a bit of a liability, but this is great. Getting a result like this, we can only get better. I want to say we can only get better. We could go through a slump, but we definitely, hopefully at this point, are on a trajectory up. And to be fair, we've got a good schedule for building momentum. Not to hate on Crystal Palace, but they're not exactly in their best moment. And we have Crystal Palace. Well, first we have Servette next, which we should win. We could win. We should win. And then after that, we've got Crystal Palace and then Bournemouth. Although Bournemouth is a bit of a tougher test. That'll be a stiffer test. But certainly we have a decent schedule now going forward to try and build some momentum. To be fair, Bournemouth, West Ham, Brighton, that's going to be 3 stiff tests, okay? It really is going to be. And let's not discount, obviously, Crystal Palace, because Crystal Palace can turn up. Any team can turn up. Let's be real. Any team can turn up at any time. That said, I want to throw a poll up to you guys. Who should be first choice keeper? And so this is obviously the big question now. We've had 2 games of Sanchez, and we've had 1 cup game with Jorgensen. But so it's not going to be totally that easy to choose. But that's the poll I'm throwing up because it's unclear. It's unclear. I don't know that it. I never felt like a lot of Chelsea fans. I certainly didn't necessarily feel like Petrovic should have been frozen out, but Maresca going Maresca, and Maresca feels that he doesn't suit the style. So that's the case, and what are you going to do about it? But I'm curious. He did bring in Jorgensen. He's a young keeper, very young. I think he's 22 years old. 22 years old. Okay. And then there's Robert Sanchez. I don't know how old he is. How old is he? 26 years old. Fairly young, obviously. Not as young as Jorgensen, but has more Premier League experience. It's tough to say. I mean, I think Jorgensen's... I mean, he was playing for Villarreal, I believe, in La Liga, and now we've had him for 1 cup game. So it's going to be tough to say, but I feel like Chelsea fans are opinionated about this, and he did have a good showing in the cup, a nice solid showing, didn't give up a goal. That's worth something. So I'm curious what people are going to say as far as Jorgensen or Sanchez. deserving to be first choice keeper. With that said, let's move on to the next part of this show, Peruse the News, ladies and gentlemen. And before I move on, I'll just say, if you're in here checking it out and want to be around for future live streams, which this channel has been live stream friendly, please, why not just like, subscribe, and possibly hit the notification bell. I only say hit the notification bell. I generally don't hit the notification bell, but it's probably a good idea to hit the notification bell on a channel that goes live a lot, because you want to be ready to go to know when they're going live, right? So that's one thing. So I'll probably say that a couple more times throughout the show. I've been bad about it in the past, but now I'm going to do it. And okay, having said that, let's move on to the next part of this show. And let's check out what Madueke, I'm going to skip Maresca's immediate feelings after the match because we are going to watch together the full post-match presser. And so I'm going to skip him in the immediate aftermath and just go straight away to Noni. So let's do that. So I'm going to... And we're going to do this. How are we doing this? Like that. Okay. Let's go for it.
Noni, congratulations. Seems like you quite like Wolverhampton.
Yeah, no, obviously I just want to put it out there again.
Good for
I'm
Noni.
sorry for anyone I offended yesterday with my mistake that on my social media account. My apologies. But yeah, no, it was great to get the win.
Wait, what did he do on his social media account? Noni Madueke socials. Does anybody know what he did on socials? What the heck did he do? Noni Madueke social media drama. Shares X-rated post about Wolves before realizing he has used the wrong Instagram. How did I miss this? What? Okay. Okay. We're going to have to do that before we move on. Thanks, Noni, for giving us that. Okay, we're going to have to do that. Okay. Let's go. Let's see what he actually had to say. What did he post? Okay. You know what? Let's blow this up a little bit. Let's go to this. That's not enough. All right, we'll go back to this, and I'll just. All right. We'll pull that out. Hold up. Okay, one sec. Just making sure that y'all can see it all. Come on. There we go. Okay. Pull that out. What did Noni say here? What the hell? No nonsense. Chelsea star Noni Madueke shares X-rated post about Wolves before realizing he has used the wrong Instagram. Chelsea forward Noni Madueke mistakenly shared an X-rated message about Wolves ahead of the Premier. Okay, Enzo Maresca. Everything about this place is shit. Oh, he's just talking about. Damn, wrong Instagram account. You lot are too fast. Of course they are. You have about 5 seconds from hitting the number the post button. Everything about this place is shit. Well, now we know he's got a burner account. Madueke, who has nearly 1 million followers, quickly realized he had used the wrong social media account. That's so funny. I want to apologize. Yeah, we saw that. Okay, let's get, you know what? Let's get back to the YouTubes with Noni Madueke here. That's hilarious. How did I miss that? Oh gosh. Okay. All right. Now let's go back down here. Okay.
Win here. It's been difficult for us in recent
Good
years
for
to come
him,
here and
though.
get a win.
Just
So
owning
I'm
up to
delighted
it.
with the win.
Of you personally, I think it was 14 minutes for that hat trick. That's quite some going.
Yeah, no. I think I was just in a good flow. I felt confident coming into the game. Had a couple sighters early on, one with my right, one with my left. That probably unlucky not to get more from. And then just came out in the second half and tried to score. You know, tried to help my team. try to be dangerous, and I was able to do so.
Yeah, you speak about confidence. You seem like you're really enjoying your football at the moment.
Yeah, no, listen, it's really credit to my manager. The manager's come in and given us all a platform to perform and to play well, and he makes the game easier for me as a winger, you know.
Wow.
So yeah, no, it's been great having him so far, and long may it continue my form and the team's form for sure.
And you've got a real good link up with Cole. I think he assisted you for all 3 goals. He's got a real good partnership at the moment.
Yeah, but me and Cole have been playing together for years, so we know each other's games inside out, and when we're on
for years,
it's difficult
Cole
for any
was at
team
Manchester City, I guess,
that, I think.
in the under.
Looked like you really enjoyed scoring in front of the Chelsea fans as well. That celebration, jumping over the audience to be with them, and they were singing your name throughout.
Yeah, no, to be fair, in terms of giving a player confidence, they were amazing with me today, so I'm really thankful for how they acted, and I'm happy that they can go back to West London with 3 points in the bag.
Yeah, good to send fans home happy, and it's been a good week for us, winning in Europe and winning today.
Yeah, of course. 2 more games before the international break. Try and get through the playoff in Geneva, and then get 3 more points back at the bridge, and that'll be perfect.
João, welcome back. What a way to return to Chelsea.
Yeah, a good way. Amazing win. Was important for us
good finish from him,
to
man.
win this game, and I'm very happy to be
that
back.
Portuguese connection.
Yeah, and a really good goal from you. You must have been delighted with that finish.
From
yeah,
Neto.
I think it was a good goal. Well played since the beginning, since the net, and then with the Neto pass was kind of easy from that spot.
I was going to say, you and Pedro seemed to link up really well for that goal, but when you both came on, it was a good partnership down there.
Yeah, the game was open, so it was good for us. We had a lot of space, and then in the last quarter of the field, we do our thing, we connect well, and that's how we did my goal.
Fans were singing your name again when you came on. It must be good to play in front of the Chelsea fans yet again.
Yeah, it was amazing to hear from the fans. The song gave me goosebumps, you know, and I'm so happy to
pimples,
be back.
as the English say.
I want to give everything I can to help the team, to help the club, to give a good moment for the fans. That's what I work for.
It's been a really good few days since you returned to the club. A few new faces. How are you settling into the dressing room?
No, it's easy. Everyone was top guys. We connect well. We are all young, so we like the same things. We speak about the same things, and everyone knows the idea from the coach.
One of the youngest
and when it's that,
teams
it's more easy
in
to
history,
play with
actually.
them. So I think we're in a good way. We need to keep working, keep improving some things. And now focus on the game on Thursday for the conference.
Yeah, I was going to say the performance today was really good. There's a lot of things to build on going into that. Another big game in Europe on Thursday.
Yeah, big game. We are winning 2-0, but we want to go there to win too. And then prepare the game for the Premier League again. But for now, we have to focus on the game on Thursday.
Yep. Facts. Wow. There's it. Gary O'Neill on unbelievable Chelsea. You know what? Okay, take my clip. I want to hear it.
Yeah, no, just disappointed, and wanted to thank them obviously for their support in a tough afternoon for us. So
speed it up.
Yeah, it was just a crazy game. Gave Chelsea so many good situations from crazy episodes that were so avoidable, and we were badly punished. So to go from where we were first half, although we still gave them a goal in the first half, to go from where we were in the first half to what happened, to go from 2-2 to 5-2 in that spell was obviously unrecoverable for us. And there's a lot there that all of us have to look at and make sure that we understand how and why it happened, and that it's unacceptable to go the way it did.
Some people look at it and suggest that you sell your best defender, you don't replace him,
Yeah, they fell apart. Let's be real.
Yeah, I understand that opinion. Obviously, the goals to go. We go 1-0 down, and then we're, I think, the better side up until half time. We equalised to go 1-1.
I agree.
And then
I actually agree. They were the better side.
Is mad. We had ages to get back in shape from the goal kick. So we go 2-1 down, and we have to fight our way back, and we get back to 2-2, and you think, okay, decent performance that with some craziness and some mistakes in there. And then you come out for half time and you let them pass a free kick straight into their number 9 and get to a 2v1 on our left side when we had ages to get in shape. And then for the 4th and 5th goal, we have no left back in place. So that part of the pitch is just completely wide open. So yeah, they were mad to go from where we were to that, and not things that I've ever seen before from them on the training pitch. Tough for the. I mean, they know how I feel about it, the players. And when I speak about the players, I always include myself in it. So we have to take real responsibility for a 6-2 home defeat against a good side, albeit we made some errors and they were very, very good at punishing us clinically. They didn't miss too many opportunities. It felt like every time they had an opportunity, it ended up in the back of the net. But loads there that we can tidy up and that we will tidy up. But a real tough afternoon and a real one that you have to take on the chin and make sure that we learn from.
I hope you're still taking the fans with you. I mentioned the chance of your name at the end there. I mean, that's going to be important. You spoke a lot about fans, how important it'll be to
Yeah, a tough one for them, I guess, because they were probably sat there enjoying their team having a right good go against a team that have spent billions and going toe to toe, and then feeling like there was a huge gulf between the two sides for the rest of it. So
we're not spending that much money this season.
Tough
Let's
afternoon
be
for the
real.
fans, which I apologise for my part in, because I don't want them to have to suffer games like that. I think we played Arsenal and Chelsea.
And people
we've lost our captain and one of our best players.
No,
so
we
if anyone thought this
overpaid
first 2
for
weeks was going to be
a
easy.
lot last season. So
I knew it wouldn't be easy, and today shows you just how difficult it can be. Then if you do fall below the level that we're trying to set. So lots of things. I focus purely on myself and my own part in it initially, and making sure that there's a good understanding from the players around how I feel and how it got to where it got to. And then we have up until Wednesday to put it right, and for the cup game, and then up until Saturday next weekend to put it right in the Premier League.
Just one on one. Do you squeeze some positives out of it in terms of the attacking, particularly first half and last again, and the first one?
There will be positives. I'm pretty sure the Wolves fans will be keen for me not to talk about them at this moment, so we'll leave the positives to me and my work in the office, and because we've just been beat 6-2 at home in the Premier League, so I'd rather focus really on the harsh truth and the honesty around that no way is that good enough, and no way is that going to be good enough, and we need to make sure we improve. There's a lot to look at this afternoon. Weirdly, most of the chances didn't come from that. The goal kick they score from, we're nowhere near in shape. The free kick they score from, we're nowhere near in shape. At no point in pre-season, with all the things that we've worked on, have we ever worked on not having a left back in place. So there's 4 of the goals this afternoon against Chelsea that are nothing to do with the slight tweak in the system. But of course, I have a good understanding of the group and what it needs. And today was obviously miles below the level, so all things will be considered in trying to get us into the best place possible to be competitive in the Premier League.
Only second half. I'll say that again.
Players that we have, players that we're able to get. So there's an important week coming up, as we know, for firstly myself and the players to respond, and secondly for the football club, because everyone knows the financial restrictions that we have and that have been in place since I arrived. But we have raised good funds in this window, so hopefully the group will need some help. The Premier League's tough. Once the window shuts in a week's time or just under, whatever it is, it doesn't open again for a good few months. So when that shuts in 6 days' time, we are what we are, and we need to be really comfortable with where we are. So there's a lot of work for myself to do. Firstly, I'm focusing on my own job, and I need to get better than that out of the group that I already have. And then just an understanding that the Premier League's tough, and you sell good players, it makes you weaker.
Have they changed at all since the end, in your opinion, since the end of last season? But have yourself and Matt spoke in terms of break-even window? And that doesn't seem to be what we're hearing.
No, I think we'll see whether it's a break-even window by the time it shuts next Friday. By the time it shuts next Friday, we'll see exactly where we are and what we've been able to do. So, a similar answer to what I gave earlier, really. I can sit here and speak about transfers, but off the back, if I'm really, really honest with you, off the back of a 6-2 home defeat, I feel uncomfortable talking about what anyone else should be doing and what maybe we should be doing in the transfer window, and like that out there's my responsibility, and I'll really focus on that and what's just gone on, and the transfer window and what I think of it. As I've been honest with you guys from the start, and my view on it hasn't changed. We've raised some good funds, and hopefully we're able to use them well in the next 6 days.
Neto, for one, I think they got 34 million for Neto.
Last season we suffered 3 maybe goals where I thought we lost focus due to emotion from throw-ins and things. So I was conscious of that, and I did speak to the players about it at half-time. But yeah, just small errors that were made to look huge by a side
more than that, 54 million for Pedro Neto.
Yeah, there is a little bit of that, of being able to remain focused when the game is full tilt, and something that we do definitely need to improve upon. Yeah, no, there's no that's my fault. So I want to be really clear that I'm not sat here blaming players. I never ever do that. It's always our responsibility. So whatever goes wrong out there, whether it's part of my plan or part of a misunderstanding or players going off and doing what they think is best, it all comes down to me. So comfortable with that. A tough day, one that we will get to work on straight away and see if we can put right.
Taking responsibility, I like that.
Tough to explain. Yeah, just out of position. We end up out of shape, and not for really any great reason. Decision making, I guess, and maybe a loss of focus, and like the question I was just asked about, maybe the emotion and getting caught up in the frantic nature of the game took us away from thinking clearly enough and focusing on our own jobs and where we were supposed to be. So, crazy goals. Never seen anything like it from us before. So, we'll need to make sure that we get to the bottom of why and how it's happened, and that it doesn't happen again.
So when he said, "I've never seen anything like it," that they quoted in the title here, it's more about how poor they were in being in position. Interesting.
There's no losing of rag, but they know how strongly I feel about the errors that were made, and they know that I include myself in any criticism. So there is a togetherness, and there is we suffer that together, and it will always be that way while I'm here and they're my team. So, but they know how I feel about all of them. They know I feel strongly about how.
All right. Not really much to be gleaned there, but let's head over to Enzo and see what Enzo has to say.
Wants to get us underway. Bobby?
Hi, Enzo. What did you say to your players at half-time? Because they're a lot better in the second half.
True.
No, I just said in a delicate way that we need to be a little bit more accurate. I think first half, we start the first 10-15 minutes very good. We score a goal and we had 2-3 more chances, clear chances with the Noni. And then we start to lose easy ball. When you lose easy ball, you concede counter-attacker, you concede set pieces, you lose confidence.
Way too much.
This already happened the other day again.
Losing easy ball. I took notes on the match, and I saw Mudryk losing the ball too easily. And, I'm not the guy that usually craps on Caicedo. I actually defended him at the beginning of my watch-along stream. I defended him after the Manchester City match. Because I actually thought that between him and Lavia, at least closing down off the ball, was very good in the midfield. But today, Caicedo, that wasn't it, bro. Caicedo lost the ball cheaply a lot today. It was not cute. So I'm gonna go with Maresca here and say yeah. And I really hope some journalists ask him about Mudryk, because I've been going off about Mudryk. Like, you're freezing out Raheem Sterling, yet Mudryk is still playing, and he's starting today against Wolverhampton, and that was just a joke. I don't think any Chelsea fans saw Mudryk on that team sheet, and Chelsea fans will have given him a chance because there's something there, but I mean, with very low expectations. And after that performance first half, I was very, very, very happy to see that Maresca was not afraid to just pull him off at halftime. That's it. You're out, kid. Neto, you're on. Because if he didn't, I was going to lose my crap. Okay, let's go back to him. See if anybody asks him any questions about that. I waited to watch this with you guys, so.
And Servette. That we lose easy ball, and I just said that to play in the way we want to play, we need to be a little bit more accurate. We can lose the ball if the opposite they press us very intense, but we cannot lose the ball just giving away for wrong decision. So I think the difference between first half and second half was just about be a bit more accurate.
Here.
Thanks. Noni Madueke, you could probably tell he annoyed a few Wolves fans with what he said on social media overnight, but we're happy with how he responded and dealt with being targeted.
With that, but whatever.
Noni? To be honest, I didn't know. They just mentioned me now, but I didn't know before the game about Noni social post.
He just said You just said
I can judge
Wolverhampton was
Noni
shit.
Performance that has been fantastic. Not
Everything
only
about
second
this
half,
place is shit,
even
is
first
what he
half.
said.
As I said, the first 50 minutes,
And
he
it
was
on his
always
burner
1v1
account by
creating
accident.
something.
It wasn't. He thought it was his burner
Since day
account.
one, I said that is
and it wasn't his
the kind of
burner
winger
account.
that I really like. He's working very good with us. But the best thing for me from today from Noni
What a
was not the
class-
hat-trick, was the
class
way he
guy, though,
defended
coming clean.
90 minutes.
Oops.
A counter-attacker there. And that showed the right mentality that I'm asking the players. and was for Noni, was for Christian Kunku that he played 5 minutes and he was pressing everyone. Joao Felix did the same. So if we want to build something important, I think first of all you need the right mentality. And
I like that, and I really enjoy seeing the way that we press, because to be honest, I know it's easy to just heap praise on the team after 6-2, but let's be real, it wasn't happening first half, and even second half. Like, the goals aren't coming because we're building. It's like a real beautiful build up to a goal. No, I mean, again, there have been some great connection between Neto and Joao for Joao's goal, between Cole Palmer and Madueke. No question about it. It's been great. The link up was great, but again, we're not building like a perfect, beautiful goal. We're pressing up and turning the ball over, and that's getting us goals. That's not the only way we're getting goals, but that is definitely helping a lot. So if we're going to be the youngest team, and we're going to be one of the youngest teams to ever start in the league, let's use that. Let's be pressing. Let's make sure that we are taking advantage of those chances. And today, second half, we did.
From all of them was very good.
John? Did you want to go? Oh, Charlie.
Will you have to remind your players what to not put stupid stuff on social media, though? Will you have to have a conversation just to remind your players?
Nobody cares.
Let's
see how he responds to this.
I'm a kind of person that I like trust people and thinking that people, they are mature enough to know what it's correct and what is not correct. So in this case, I think Noni is mature enough to understand that if what he did was correct or not correct.
But on Cole Palmer as well, he played a part in all 6 goals. Is there a better player, a young player in the Premier League when he's on form like that?
That's a good question.
Cole, sorry. Cole.
Oh my God.
You know, I know Cole from already 4-5 years. I had him one entire season at City.
Major
with the second team, then with the first team, so I know him very, very good. He's a special player. He's a special guy, a special person, and I'm not surprised at all about the goal he scored last year, the goal he scored today, the assist, because Cole, it's a top player.
Okay.
Can I just check on Romeo Lavia as well?
Yeah.
I'm curious
Romeo had armstring problem in rotation. We see, hopefully, it's not long, but these kind of things at the end always require some days a week. We see.
Yeah. Don't want to start him too early.
Win today will do for your team's confidence.
It's always good to win games. I think we already won one game the other day in the Conference League, so they are 2 in a row. Hopefully we can build some momentum from there and to continue to improve. But I said many times that for us the target in this moment is to see the way we improve, to improve players. They are just asking me now about different things, but I said that no one from the club asked me to compete for the Premier League or to compete for a Champions League spot. They just asked me to improve players, to improve the team. And also I think in this moment the target is a little bit to solve the economic problem. Obviously. In terms of the reason why we need to sell players and we need to do some things. So the main target in this moment is that we solve these kind of problems, and then from there we try to do our best and we see where we.
Does that mean we're not getting Aussie men?
I was thinking taking Madrid off.
Say again, sorry. Because I was not happy. Because I think we can, in some moment, we can manage better some situation.
Okay. And he just said, because I wasn't happy? I want to see that.
Because I was not happy.
There it is.
Say again, sorry. Because I was not happy.
Yeah. Good. Good.
Because I think we can, in some moment, we can manage better.
That's a more honest answer than I expect. After a bunch of those political answers there that he just gave, that is a much better answer than I would have expected.
There's some situation. He was working very good off the ball, very hard, and I think that was very good. And then in terms of on the ball, I just expect a bit more quality from Misha, but he did. For me, he had some good moment the other day. He had some good moment today, and the reason why was just to change and give Pedro some minutes.
Today. Nick.
Hi. For Cole Palmer's goal,
I disagree.
Pass. As soon as the goal was scored, a lot of players who were close to Sanchez, mobbed him and celebrated. I know you've talked about what you want in terms of distribution from the goalkeepers. How pleasing that you lost that.
No, but I said many times we start one month and a half ago, but I said many times when there is space in behind, we need to attack in behind. Like that, they were all in our side, so we try to attack in behind. But when they sit back, it's difficult because there is no space in behind. So we need more passes, more process. But as I said, we are in a moment where we start less than 2 months ago. There are many things that the player they are still learning. Sometimes we can play quicker, sometimes we can play slowly. But this is just with timing that we're gonna improve.
Last one, Paul.
You said a little bit earlier about the club not giving you expectations of what to achieve. What is it that you actually want to achieve this season with the players, other than just general?
I want to see my team playing the way we want to play, compete every game. That this is the most important thing. Team that on the ball has a clear idea what they want. Off the ball, a very aggressive team. I think today, for some moment, we start to see our team in terms of we were pressing, and then in terms of squad, try to improve the players. I feel very lucky. I feel very happy. I said since day one that I think the squad is very good. And I feel lucky because there are many players that they are versatile. They can play in different positions. That is something that I really like. And then we see where we arrive. But the most important thing is to try to be better game after game.
Is it lucky that the club don't ask you to win the win the league or get Champions League position?
No, I think also. I
really
I feel lucky because of the squad, because of the players. I don't feel lucky because the club didn't ask me to win the Premier League or to compete for Champions League spot. Also because I think that if you think about us, about a team that 3 years ago won the Champions League, okay, but also you have to think that in the last 2 years we finished 12, we finished 6, so now suddenly we want to win the Premier League or compete for Champions League spot. That is not reality. So I think we can build something important through the time, month, year, and we can arrive again to compete for that competition.
So that was the expectation. The margin between winning the league and where you finished was so large that it was impossible to fill that gap.
Yeah, I think you need the process. It's not that you can suddenly start to compete with this kind of team. I said that they are always there. I said many times, I think for me the difference between us and Arsenal and City in this moment is that City is working with the same manager 8-9 years, Arsenal is working with the same manager 4-5 years, and Chelsea is working with the same manager less than 2 months. So this is the big difference for me between us and them in this moment.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
To put it lightly.
Thank you.
To put it lightly. But, okay. I mean, you could say there's not much there being said. The result really flatters us today, unfortunately, I have to say. So, yeah, I hope that, we're measured in what we're in our thinking right now. We can't just be, I'm seeing freaking headlines like Sky Sports, this guy, Jamie O'Hara, they can challenge for the title for Chelsea. It's like, bro, shut the hell up. What the hell are you freaking talking about, man? Don't start talking about, I'm with Maresca here. Let's not start talking about, I guess you have to shock people somehow. Start talking about challenging for the title. You kidding me? We win one game by the skin of our teeth. Yeah, 6-2, okay? But the first half was not a 6-2 half, okay? And there's no reason to expect that every game is going to go this way. I'm not pessimistic about it. I'm hopeful. Okay, I'm cautiously optimistic that we're only going to be on an upward trajectory from here with some hiccups in the road. Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm not convinced, and I'm certainly not saying we're going to be winning the league right now. Frickin', only non-Chelsea fans are saying that this team could challenge for the league. Let's go over to Daily Mail. Let's see what's going on over there. Yeah, okay. So, there it is. Chelsea exploring... This is interesting. Chelsea exploring shock Jadon Sancho deal to end his Manchester United nightmare, with Blues willing to offer players in exchange for after exiling 13 stars to a bomb squad. All right, they keep calling this the bomb squad, but okay, let's see if this is a real... See what this report is like. Chelsea are exploring a deal to sign Manchester United winger Jadon Sancho, with the Blues expected to rival... First of all, we don't need another winger. Well, it's not like we're going to sell Mudryk right now, so it doesn't really make much sense. This seems like a throwaway headline, but unless we're thinking, no, he's not. He's just not going to. He's not going to play. You know what? I'm almost like, let's not even read this. This feels like Manchester United are like putting it out there. They're trying to get rid of him. There's no reason to buy Sancho here, unless somebody can go the other way, like Mudryk. Yeah, all right, that's nonsense, actually. The hell kind of news is that? All right, let's hit the Chelsea button. Chelsea button, engage. This is not the headline I want to see. Chelsea face competition from Al Ahly in their quest to sign Victor Osimhen after the Saudi side offered Napoli around £55 million for the Nigeria frontman. Knowing Osimhen, this dude I don't think he's not going to Saudi Arabia, dude. He seems like he's pretty hell-bent on Chelsea, and Chelsea just need to get somewhere around this. 55 million is not that much for a striker of his quality. And how old is Osimhen? 1 sec. Let's see. Man. 25 years old. Yeah. 55 million pounds for a 25-year-old striker of Osimhen's quality is not a huge amount. I don't know what's going on with the Chelsea. Obviously, Chelsea administration's not been very much willing to spend a lot of money. But I would think that 55 million pounds is not out of the question. Chelsea face competition from Al Ahly for Napoli striker Victor Osimhen. The Saudi Pro League side club have submitted an initial bid of around 55 million pounds. Meanwhile, Chelsea's first priority is to sell up to 6 players over the coming week before stepping up talks over Osimhen. A loan with an obligation to buy is Chelsea's preferred deal for the 25-year-old, although Napoli and Osimhen have intimated that they may be willing to lower their demands to help the move go through. Osimhen has scored 76 goals in 133 games, a good return, in my opinion. A decent return for Serie A for Napoli over the past 4 seasons. Osimhen has been capped 31 times by Nigeria at senior international level, netting 21 times in 31 appearances for Nigeria. That ain't bad. Al Ahly, who, like Al Hilal, Al Nasser, Al Ittihad, and Newcastle United, are owned by Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, finished 3rd in last season's Saudi Pro League. Who the hell cares? The club's current squad includes Roberto Firmino, Edouard Mendy, Riyad Mahrez, and Frank Kessie. Yeah, I still don't see Osimhen going there. He's not gonna pull a Neymar or some crap. And there's another headline: Chelsea exploring shock Jadon Sancho. It's not happening. Ooh, what's this headline? Don't talk shit. Furious Nicholas Jackson bites back at Chelsea legend who brutally criticized him after scoring within 98 seconds during Blues' triumphant 6-2 win over the Wolves. You got my click. Let's go. Who said that? Nicholas Jackson has told a former Chelsea star to shut your mouth after finding the net against Wolves. Jackson was criticized by the ex-Blues player for his performance in Chelsea's defeat against Manchester City last weekend. Although Jackson, tell me it was Craig Burley. Although Jackson was unable to find the net on that occasion, he netted within 2 minutes as Chelsea won 6-2 against Wolves. Yeah, I can't stand Craig Burley. If this, it's probably not him, but the guy just doesn't shut up. He's just yap. It's like, you played for Chelsea. Shut your goddamn mouth, man. I know his response is gonna be like, "Oh, I'm just being honest. This is my honor. I call it like I see it." Shut up, bro. No one wants to hear your crap. It feels like you're always at Chelsea's throat because you used to play for them. In an eventful game at Molineux, Matheus Cunha equalized for Wolves before Cole Palmer, yes, we know, restored Chelsea's lead, and Jorgen Strand Larsen then made it 2-2. Noni Madueke hit a hat-trick in 14-second half minutes before Joao Felix netted late on as Chelsea prevailed. Yes. So who's the Chelsea star? Oh, Obi Mikel. That's not who I expected. Ex-Chelsea midfielder John Obi Mikel had criticized Jackson's finishing against City. Fair play, obviously. Speaking on beIN Sports, Mikel, who played for Chelsea between 2006 and 2017, said, "We've played okay. We haven't played perfect, but we've played okay. We created chances. We haven't taken them. And just an example of how Jackson finishes." You can see there, even though he was offside, he dribbled past. I don't know which sequence he's talking about. He dribbled past 1 or 2 or 3 players, and the way he shot the ball, Mikel continued, "You need a striker who knows how to hit a ball back in the back of the net, and that's what we don't have." Fair play, right? I know I talk so much about him, and sometimes I sound like I disrespect him. I don't disrespect him. I think at Chelsea Football Club, we need a top striker who can get us a goal. I think we all agree with that, don't we? A bit like Haaland. Okay, well, there's no other player like Haaland. 91 goals for City. That's absolutely unbelievable. And let's see. Ooh. On Instagram, Nicholas Jackson. At Mikel John Obi. Shut your mouth. Don't talk shit. We are killing ourselves for Africa. What the hell is that? Jackson Ivala. Yeah, we're killing ourselves for Africa. Jackson has received much criticism from pundits. Yeah. Come on, bro. If I'm Jackson and I had a good game, I'm not going to get on the Instagram and just be like, "Don't talk shit, you little bitch," to John Obi Mikel, for God's sake. I mean, like, bro, he had fair criticism of you. So you had a goal. You got an assist. Guess what? The rest of us Chelsea fans are still hoping for Victor Osimhen. You had a great, he had a good game today. Congratulations, Nicholas Jackson. And we know he has his qualities. But guess what? You're not finishing well enough, buddy. You're not finishing well. I'll be that next guy. I'm sure next time we go on Instagram, Nicholas Jackson will be talking all about Asaf from reading between the headlines. Peruse the news. Don't talk shit, Asaf. Well, guess what, buddy? We're all talking a little bit of shit. That's the job. So, okay, that's that. Fans praised Noni Madueke's top-level shithousery following his hat trick for Chelsea against Wolves just hours after calling Wolverhampton shit in a now deleted Instagram post. Still cracks me up that he said that. And he admitted that it was just like a burner account. He's like, "Wrong account, guys. Sorry." So, oh wow, this is interesting. What's this crazy wage demands by Victor Osimhen? Victor Osimhen's transfer to Chelsea could be off due to crazy wage demands as the Blues identify 2 alternatives to the Nigerian striker. Okay, I want to hear those alternatives. But before we go on, if you are in the channel and you are watching and enjoying this show, Peruse the News, with a Chelsea focus, why not give it a like, a subscribe, possibly hit the notification bell. Why do I say the notification bell? Not just because everybody else says it, but because this channel has been going live very often lately. I've been doing these Peruse the News segments. I've been doing watch-alongs. It's all fun and games. It's all fun. So do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you for the next stream. Okay, and we'll go on to this Next article. Again, Victor Osimhen's transfer to Chelsea could be off due to crazy wage demands as the Blues identify two alternatives to the Nigerian striker. I wonder who those are. Chelsea's move to sign Napoli's Victor Osimhen is in major doubt because of the Nigerian striker's crazy wage demands, according to reports. The 25-year-old is believed to be asking for a contract which could see him receive £500,000 a week, as reported by The Sun. That is insane if that is true. It seems like it's not true, but okay, maybe the number isn't 500,000, but that's a huge figure for him. Unless it's like something coming from like Saudi clubs that are willing to pay that. The extraordinary figure would make him the highest paid player in the Premier League. Yeah, that doesn't sound right, does it? But let's read on. The Blues have been working all summer long to get the deal over the line, and talks with the striker's representatives and Napoli have been ongoing for a number of weeks, but it is understood that an agreement is still nowhere in sight. Chelsea originally tried to sign the Napoli star on loan as they were unwilling to pay his £110 million release clause, but the Italian club rejected the proposal. Okay, we just read another article that said that some Saudi club fished with a £55 million offer. Reports out of Italy now suggest that Napoli have lowered their asking price for Osimhen to a more realistic £85 million, but the wages are proving a problem. Yeah, £85 million. First of all, £500,000 a week is insane if that is true, but £85 million on top of £500,000 a week is really insane. Osimhen is expected to leave Napoli this summer, regardless of whether or not his deal with Chelsea goes through, as the forward submitted a formal transfer request to the Italian club. And let's be real, he's not training with the main team with Conte. And there's been a lot of reports of possibly Romelu Lukaku going the other way, which would be double. Like we should do everything to get that to happen. I mean, Lukaku is getting like a lot of money too. I think it's like £350,000 a week. I mean, or £325,000 a week. This is insane money for Lukaku. I mean, we should probably pay an exorbitant amount to Osimhen just to get Lukaku out the books, but we shouldn't go crazy. Obviously, £500,000 is ridiculous. But I imagine if Lukaku's going to go the other way, then they're not going to. 85 million is insane. Is too much. PSG are also interested in the 25-year-old, but have cooled off their pursuit for now. The Blues are eager to get the deal over the line since the Nigerian footballer has been identified as a long-term target for the club. However, in order to meet Osimhen's wage demands or even come close, they have been working tirelessly to reduce their wage bill. There's no way they're gonna do £500,000 for him. That's crazy. They'll go somewhere else, and they should. This is why we have seen many of Chelsea's first-team players exiled and forced to train away from Enzo Maresca's squad, including Ben Chilwell and Raheem Sterling. The Sun reports that the Blues have now also started looking at alternatives for the Nigerian forward due to his remarkable wage demands. Okay. Two cheaper options identified by the West London club are Federico Chiesa from Juventus and Everton's Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Interesting. That's the first I'm seeing that name. 5 attacking players have already been welcomed to Stamford Bridge this summer, but head coach Maresca has told the club that he wants one more striker. Smart. Although Christopher Nkunku and Cole Palmer are both able to play the striker role if called upon, the Blues only have 2 natural nines in their squad, Nicholas Jackson and new signing Mark Guiu, who arrived from Barcelona. Thanks, Captain Obvious. Yeah, but did they say? Oh yeah, they did say those other 2. Yeah. Of course, Rio Ferdinand. I would have done the same. Rio Ferdinand sides with Raheem Sterling amidst Chelsea's decision to exile the 4-time Premier League winner. Of course he does. What did he say? What is that? God damn it. Always with the background sound at Daily Mail. So annoying. Okay. I think that's one of the biggest things. I think respect both ways from the club's point of view, but also the players. I think a lot was made of Raheem Sterling's statement, but I think the noises that I'm hearing that there wasn't any communication to him. And I think communication is probably one of the key words as well. Yeah, I believe it. If there's no communication from above as to what your role is going to be, given that you've been probably playing most of most parts of the preseason games, and all of a sudden on the eve of kickoff at a season, you're not involved. You're told you're surplus to requirements. Wow. Poor spelling. You told your surplus to requirements. Jesus, Daily Mail, get on your crap. Where's your editor? Just bad grammar. But the hierarchy aren't communicating that. Then you have to force the hand of the people in the with the power to come and talk and get to the table. And I think that's what Raheem Sterling did. That was the point of his statement, because I would have done that. Yeah, he was criticized. I would have done that. I would have. Yeah, of course you would, Rio, because you're that guy. I would have forced the hand of the owners to say, listen, you need to come and tell them what's going on. Ferdinand continued his justification of Sterling's decision to take to social media whilst also questioning Chelsea's handling of the players they don't have a plan for or see a future with per se. He said, I think that this is just really bad writing here. I mean, I don't know. They need to edit their crap. I think that any player within the squad over there, either one of the experienced or the young players, the way you communicate these messages or the plans are so important, because the reaction you need a good reaction. It's probably just Rio speaking like this, to be fair. You could go at someone like Raheem. Sir, his contract probably 50, 60 million, still sitting on the table, 3 years left. Yeah, so you've got to handle a player who's got that much money to still gain at the football club with care and with respect, because he might just sit there and go, the way you treated me, I ain't going nowhere now. I'm going to sit tight. Since Todd Bowley took over Chelsea in May 2022, Stamford Bridge has seen 39 new signings in just over 2 years. The club's most recent signing, Joao Felix, arriving from Atletico Madrid, with Conor Gallagher going the opposite way. I watched his game today. That was nice to see. They won. They beat Girona with Azpilicueta starting at the back. Nice to see the Chelsea boy. And actually, Oriol Romeu, if anybody remembers, used to play for Chelsea, came from Barcelona, now playing at Girona on the other side. Already the Blues have made over 10 signings this summer, with their first squad now registering over 40 players, right? Chelsea will hope to offload some of these players, but it is proving a difficult ask, and Ferdinand has warned Chelsea that they must talk with their players to avoid any future bashings. Sorry about that. Quote from Rio. Yeah. But I just think the communication, the only bit of advice I have for any incoming owners of football clubs coming in now in the future is, please just communicate with the fan base and the players in the right away, because without communication, it leads to hysteria and a lack of understanding and just noise. Yeah, you're that noise now, bro. And you surely do not want that when your owners of, this guy doesn't know how to speak or they don't know how to write, of definitely have a new football club, give the direction, where you're looking to go, what you're looking to do. And I think that at the moment, like Joe said, it's difficult to understand what Chelsea you're doing right now, because the influx of so many players and the kind of disarray that seems to be going on behind the scenes. Okay. Let's go over to the Chelsea Chronicle, because this is getting stale at Daily Mail. Ooh. Philip Jorgensen, appropriate for my poll that is up. Philip Jorgensen gives his honest opinion on Robert Sanchez's performance. There's no way he's going to criticize Sanchez here. I guarantee you this is not criticism. This is definitely, he's done a great job, is what he's going to say. Philip Jorgensen arrived at Chelsea this summer to provide Robert Sanchez with competition. As of now, it is the latter, Robert Sanchez, who is the Blues' first-choice goalkeeper, with Enzo Maresca confirming that he will play Sanchez in the Premier League for the time being. It was the 26-year-old who started in Chelsea's 2-0 defeat against Manchester City last Sunday, while Jorgensen played in the Conference League during the week. Okay, I'm about to read more, but if you are in this channel right now, I just want to remind you to please maybe like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to know when I go live. Why? Because lately I have been doing a lot of these lives. I've been doing the watch-alongs, and I've been doing these Peruse the News episodes at around 8 p.m. on weekdays. Well, it's a weekend tonight, but 8 p.m. At any given time, I might be doing this, but you don't know when necessarily because I haven't solidified a night. So hitting that notification bell is helpful. And with that said, the subscribing would also help me. Obviously, the channel is growing. We're still small, but we're going up, 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 always growing. And if you subscribe now, maybe throw a comment my way. I will always remember you and love you forever. Okay, let's continue the article, right? As of now, it is the latter who is the Blues. We just read that. And we read that. It was the 26-year-old who started in Chelsea's 2-0 defeat against Manchester City last Sunday, Robert Sanchez, while Jorgensen played in the conference league during the week. What has Philip Jorgensen said about Robert Sanchez? Chelsea's current first-choice goalkeeper has already been scrutinized this season, with Gary Neville's describing Sanchez as nervy following his display versus City. And I agree, Sanchez looks like a liability. He's looked like a liability for some time, which is why I think Chelsea fans by and large were happy with Petrovic when Petrovic came in, and very puzzled or nonplussed, you might say, when Sanchez got his spot back by Maresca and Petrovic was frozen out entirely. But obviously Jorgensen coming in is changing the game a little bit. Speaking to Chelsea's official website about himself and his teammate, 22-year-old, very young keeper Philip Jorgensen said, quote, "At the end of the day, when I will play, I will give my best and be my best. Hopefully one day I'll be able to play every game, but Robert is here and he is doing a great job." Okay, so he's saying, hopefully one day I'll be able to play every game, but Robert is doing a great job. Obviously, he wasn't going to shit on him. I want to play, and so does he. And so we are both here fighting for a place in the starting 11. Who should be Chelsea's first-choice goalkeeper, you ask? Well, let's find out what Chelsea Chronicle has to say. If you are going off their performances against City and Servette, then it has to be Jorgensen. While Sanchez did not have the best game against City, Jorgensen really impressed in Chelsea's 2-0 win against Servette. Yeah, we're probably not going to get that, especially after today. But again, even today, Sanchez still looks his nervy, sort of not necessarily reliable self. On SofaScore, he was actually the highest rated player on the night, recording a match rating of 8.4. The Denmark U21 international made 6 saves and 34 successful passes out of the 36 he attempted, giving him a success rate of 94%. Chelsea fans were impressed with Jorgensen, and it is not hard to see why. For now, though, it looks like Maresca is going to stick with Sanchez. The former Brighton and Hove Albion man has to start performing and stop giving the ball away when Chelsea are trying to play out of the back. Yeah, he does. If he fails to do those things, then he could quickly lose his place to Jorgensen, and I think that's what a lot of us are foreseeing. But again, after Jorgensen's performance in the first leg of Chelsea's Conference League playoff tie, he arguably deserves to be the team's first-choice keeper. Was this written before? No. Chelsea winger Mykhailo Mudryk had a game to forget against Wolverhampton Wanderers after he was subbed off at halftime. And, you know, we Chelsea fans, no question, saw that and we were praying for it. At least I was, because I don't want to say shocked, but I was definitely surprised that he even got the start today. And his first half was, saying he had a game to forget is charitable. Very generous. Chelsea's attack really thrived in the Premier League encounter at Molineux, with Noni Madueke, Cole Palmer, and Nicholas Jackson all scoring. Yeah, and let's not forget Joao Felix. Madueke even managed to bag a hat-trick, helping the Blues to win 6-2 and claim their first points of this season. It was not that kind of day for Mudryk, though. Enzo Maresca wasn't happy with Mudryk, and neither were supporters. I was surprised. We just watched this, but I was surprised that Maresca was pretty honest about that. He's just said in the post-match press conference that he was not happy with him, period. Just not happy with his performance. He went on to say, yeah, he was good off the ball, blah, 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 but he did... Yeah, he was honest about not being happy with his performance by and large. So, look at this guy, Chooch. No overreaction here. Mudryk needs a loan this season. Send him to Palace, Wolves, or Leicester in a squad where he will play week in, week out, and in a squad that are going to try and play with the ball. Yes, yes, yes. Agree, Mr. Chooch. Even though your name sucks. He has to go. Look at this guy. Mudryk has to go. Yeah, Mudryk off for Neto. Yet again, another confusing performance. How many more chances? Agree. How can you disagree, really, at this point? I think it's going to be hard to be a Chelsea fan and disagree. Let's hope that Mudryk. I just don't see it happening for whatever reason. We're just not seeing the impetus to loan Mudryk out, to put him somewhere else. But he really should. I'm sorry. I was saying that last season, honestly. I was saying that in the January transfer window of last season. Not going to lie. These are old. Let's head on over to 90 minutes. See what's going on over there, or to the FOTMob stream of news. Did he say that? I'm sure Wolverhampton is a nice town after he said that it was a shit town. Everything in Wolverhampton is shit when he thought he was on his burner account. When did he say that? The winger accidentally uploaded a message to his Instagram story which read, "Everything about this place, Wolverhampton, is shit." This was swiftly deleted, but not before it had been spotted and shared by thousands of his followers. Yeah, we know. But speaking in the press post-match, Madueke took time to say sorry. We did see that. I just want to apologize to everyone that I might have offended. He said it is just a human mistake and accident. It wasn't meant to be out on my socials like that. I'm sure Wolverhampton is a nice town, and I'm sorry. Okay, so I didn't hear the boos, but I guess he was booed. That's funny. I love him. You gotta love him, man. At this point, after that hat trick, after his coming clean, after just being a good old boy, good old Chelsea boy. Yeah, and he's really looking to come into his own, isn't he? He's looking great. What does this mean? Injuries deprived Neto of a bigger move? What? That's interesting. Did he say that? Chelsea's Pedro Neto will meet his former team. Okay, we know that. We already did that. I didn't see this piece of news before. Ahead of the contest, Wolves boss O'Neill believes Neto could have moved for an even larger fee and to an even bigger side had he stayed fit over the course of recent seasons, with the winger having missed close to 4 months due to injuries last term. The important thing for him now is being able to play week in, week out, O'Neill said of Neto. I always felt he was unfortunate with injuries. He never struck me as injury prone. That will be a question mark around him at the moment. It's not one I'd be concerned about, which is why I was desperate to keep him and play him every week, but you can understand that may have had an impact in the summer, and they obviously needed money. But he can definitely play at any club in world football. His talent, work ethic, and physical attributes allow him to play at whatever level he wants. O'Neill also stressed Chelsea have signed, in his view, an outstanding talent. He's one of the best out-and-out wide players in world football. What he can do 1v1, his explosive pace, what he can do when he arrives there, it allows him to do things not many players can do. It's a lot of can-dos. It was an emotional goodbye. He loved it here, his time before I was here, and how well it went for him last season on the pitch. So, yeah, let's see if their match prediction was on. Match prediction was Chelsea win. Okay. They didn't say a number. Well, that's an old match. You know, that's interesting. He thinks that that's kind of a slap in the face to Chelsea, though, wouldn't you say? For Gary O'Neill to say, yeah, I think he would have gone to an even bigger club if Pedro Neto didn't experience so many injuries last season. F you, Gary O'Neill. Who the hell are you, bro? Anyway, eat that 6-2, bro. Eat that 6-2 in your face after those comments. Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get. Okay. Well, I think it's been a good hour. I think it's fair to say we had a good win, Chelsea fans, but I'm telling you now, I probably don't even need to tell you this. Keep your expectations tempered. Okay, that first half was not the second half, and we have so much room to improve. Let's just hope that Crystal Palace goes the way that we want it to go. Hope that Servette goes the way that we want it to, and keep those expectations tempered because I know I am. But with that said, I'm going to say thanks for coming by for Peruse the News. If you haven't already, please like the stream, subscribe to the channel, perhaps hit the notification bell to know when I go live, because I've been going live lately. I've been doing these episodes of Peruse the News, and I do some watch-alongs with Chelsea matches, and I did the Euro Cup, but that's behind us already. So mostly going to do either Chelsea watch-alongs, maybe some other random matches, and these Peruse the News. So go ahead and do that, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell possibly. And until next time, guys, I'm going to say live football and prosper. See ya.
Soccer? But it's really called football. Soccer? The creators called it football. Soccer? You know, you play it with your feet. Reading between the headlines. Soccer?